Yeah, definitely communication was a big thing that I learned as a leader. Just from my school is a pre-K through 12 school. So it was communicating with the teachers in lower school and middle school and upper school and then athletic directors and making sure we're all on the same page, all know what's going on, all know what's happening. But then also being able to take Dig Pink, what it stands for, what it means, and be able to communicate that in a way that maybe 8-year-olds would understand, but then 12-year-olds would understand and 16-year-olds. And so it was definitely a great experience to figure out how do you broadcast to so many different areas and people and their circumstances.
This is the Leave It Better podcast, powered by the Side Out Foundation. Here's your host, Hall of Fame coach, Janice Kruger.
I've been with the foundation now for almost 20 years. I joined that after I had coached for 30 years in collegiate volleyball, Division II, Nebraska, Omaha, and the University of Maryland for 20 years. I'm really excited about the work that I'm getting to do once I stopped coaching with the Side Out Foundation and started doing this podcast. It's been a lot of fun. I've had opportunities to interview a lot of coaches, a few players, a few pro players, and now you guys, which as our ambassadors, we're real honored that you guys wanted to do this and chose to do this. And like Katie said, let's go ahead and have you guys introduce yourself. Okay, I'm going to choose. Charlotte, you're on.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Charlotte Sigler, and I'm a junior at Austin High School in Austin, Texas. My mom is a breast cancer survivor, and she is kind of the main reason that I wanted to do this. I wanted to combine my love for her and my love for volleyball, and I could sort of do that through this ambassador program. So that's been a really cool experience for me.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Charlotte. Presley, you want to go for it?
My name is Presley Zaldinger. I go to Kenmare High School in Kenmare, North Dakota, and I'm a senior. My biggest motivation for doing this ambassadorship this year was we lost one of our very supportive breast cancer survivors. She was always at games, and so that was a big motivating factor.
I'm sorry about that. Nice to meet you, Presley. Lauren, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'm Lauren Stefanich. I'm a senior. I go to Miramani High School in Orinda, California. And the big reason I decided to do the ambassadorship, along with just Side Out in general, is I've lost family members to cancer in general. And I think I want to go into oncology or just medicine. So I was just wanted to be more involved. And Dig Pink is a really big thing for my team. And it's a very big community builder. So I just wanted to help do more and do as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you, Lauren. Alexandra.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Schoner. I'm a junior at the John Kruger School in Houston, Texas. And a big motivating factor for me, I would say, has definitely been my family. I had an aunt diagnosed with breast cancer about 1.5 years ago, and I watched her go through that fight, and thankfully she's now in remission. But I also just had another aunt who was diagnosed with breast cancer about a month ago and is just now starting her treatment. So It's definitely a cause very close to my family's heart.
Yeah. Nice to meet you as well. Katie, you want to introduce yourself for people that are watching?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Oleksak, and I work at the Side Out Foundation and helped out with the ambassador program this year. For all you ambassadors, my grandmother actually had breast cancer, as well as my sister-in-law's mother passed away even before I got to get to know her. And so that is just kind of a hole in our family, at family events and things. We just always honor Linda and my grandmother. And I also grew up participating in Dig Pink and grew up organizing Dig Pink. And so being in this position is really full circle for me. And it's great to work with the team, great to work with Janice and all of you lovely ladies too.
All right, I'm going to throw some questions out there, and if you want to answer it, just jump right in. If I don't get any volunteers, then I'm going to pick on you. And so please just share. We're really excited to hear about some of your thoughts. As an ambassador for your school, can anybody talk about some of the key experiences you had and share any of those with our listeners?
I think for me personally, because like Dig Pink has only been at my high school for 3 years. And then it was my sophomore year when I first heard about it. And then the senior who kind of like reached out and started the tradition, like told me, she's like, I want you to take this on because I helped a lot. It really meant a lot because I was like, this is something really important to a lot of the people in our community. And then it was something that I really wanted to be involved in. So I think some of the big parts is like just like watching everyone like dress up in pink and get really excited for fundraising. And also like, especially like the freshman class, they're like realizing that like volleyball can have like a bigger impact. And some of them are trying the sport for the first time. And there's not really like that many other sports at our school that does like a fundraiser like this in Spirit Days where we go to school and like wear face paint and things. So it's like always really fun. But on top of that too, I think it does make a big impact. And then like our coaches and our parents are just like really proud of what we're able to do. And I think it inspires a lot of people in our community to try to do their own, to either like set up their own fundraisers or also just like help contribute it to causes they care about.
I think definitely a big key experience from this whole thing is like the moments where you have people come up to you and just say thank you for what you've done, or like, this has been a cause like close to my heart. I've lost someone to breast cancer. I think that's a very big and impactful moment, especially when you know you're the one at the forefront of bringing this all together and leading this campaign. And so that's definitely been a huge highlight of what, at least my time working on my Dig Pink campaign at my school, and all that I have gotten to receive, and just all the goodness that I know I have had a chance to contribute to my own community.
I just think it's cool seeing how, I mean, I live in a community of less than 1,500 people, and our school has less than 300 students in it. So on Pink Night, to see all those kids and all those parents and people who don't even have a direct connection to the school come out and support us, and then me being able to set up our event and just seeing everyone and listening to everyone thank me for like the work that was put into it, and like having it be recognized. And then I also work with our coach. He's on the national board of directors, so I work a lot with him. So he's just a great mentor to have and helping me with this also.
So that is a pretty small community, similar to what I grew up in, actually. So with your teammates, let's talk about what was there anything that you found through your season or preparing for Dig Pink where they surprised you, or they might have done more or really got involved? Can you talk about what that was like with your teammates?
Well, I feel like I got to know them a little bit better, especially like with the projects we did toward the end of the ambassador program, like the Worth Knowing project. I feel like I got to learn a lot more about them as people. Mm-hmm. And I also kind of got to see how eager they were to help out. Like people would come to practice early so we could hang up posters in the gym. And that was just kind of really nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah. More connection. Isn't that what it's all about?
Well, I agree with Charlotte. I think it's definitely a very unifying moment for your team itself. I know like some of the biggest moments, like she said, is when they come up to you, your teammates, and are like, what can I do to help? Because especially just during my time as an ambassador for Side Out and all the research and knowledge that I've gained on just metastatic breast cancer in general, like that's information my team itself didn't know. And so getting to share that with them, and they're really taking that in and receiving it and acknowledging the impact and the presence that NBC has on just our world today. I think that was definitely a big moment of recognition of just exactly what we were doing and what it's going back to.
Presley?
My Worth Knowing project, I did it with all my teammates on our way to the state tournament. And I think that was really good for us to connect in a way before we were all expected to go out and play at our best level that we'd played all season. So it was really fun to just uplift each other and have that connection on the way to what we were all looking forward to the whole season. Then also before our Dig Pink event, just getting all the help from others and listening to them say, oh, the gym looks so nice and this turned out really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I am sure a lot of schools have over the years said that this is one of their most favorite events for the school, for the team, for sure, to be recognized and to really have as many folks around celebrating and making a difference for those maybe outside of their little world. So let me ask you this. What have you guys learned about the metastatic breast cancer? Now, some of you have expressed that you have family members that have battled the disease and the importance of the research that the Side Out Foundation is doing. Does anybody want to tackle that question? What have you learned about metastatic breast cancer and the importance of the research that the Side Out Foundation is doing?
Well, actually, today, just in my English class, I did a presentation about like the inequity of funding for diseases that primarily affect women. So I got up in front of the class and did a bunch of, I put up a bunch of like crazy statistics about how like overfunded diseases that usually affect men are, and then how underfunded diseases that affect women are. And I kind of got to tie that back into all of the work that I've done for Dig Pink, because it's such like, we're raising money to help like women who are battling the disease and like kind of personalize their treatment plans and research opportunities for that. And it was just really cool to be able to tie what I learned here to something that I actually did for school.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Did you get an A on that one?
I hope so. I think
okay.
everyone at the end told me that they really liked the presentation. So
okay.
I hope so.
We'll grade you as an A+.
Thank you.
I wanted to kind of piggyback off of that real quick.
Sure.
That's such an amazing presentation. I think probably a lot of people didn't know those statistics. And something that I learned on the job was that out of all breast cancer fundraising, metastatic breast cancer is the least researched and least funded. And I know that you all learned that too in our program. But for me, that makes like Dig Pink even that much more important, because it's kind of, spreading the word and really tapping into the least researched area.
I think like adding on to that, I feel like a lot of what Dig Pink and like the ambassadorship has like taught me is there's like a lot of inequities in life, and obviously in like medical care, and also just like globally, there's a lot of like disproportionate things. And I think what's so great about the Side Out Foundation specifically is it's taking initiative on things that like we personally care about or things that we have connections to. And I think I can speak for all of us in saying that like being able to do this program has really like taught us that if there is something that we see or something that like is happening in the world, it's something that we should take initiative to tackle ourselves. Because like Katie said, like metastatic breast cancer, especially since it's like the last stage 4 breast cancer, it's like a lot less funded. And sometimes people are like, kind of like, what's the point? But I do think like the message of just like trying to have more time, like even like a year, and just trying to make those like big like weddings or graduations and being able to like celebrate more time with the people we care about is just something really important and just like under-realized in some cases, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. There is one other part to that, which is being here for a longer time period. There's always research coming along. I just interviewed one of our researchers that does a lot of our work with the Side Out Foundation, and he goes, there's no better time if you're going to have breast cancer to have it now, because of the research, the drugs, and the kinds of things that are really coming about. So the longer you're here, new things come up, and maybe that's the answer for you. And so you guys doing this work with us is so important for that reason.
It was definitely through all the research that I did. I mean, the statistics that I discovered and how profound they were a big part of our school's campaign this year was really focusing on the community involvement and their understanding of just how impacted so many women are by this disease and how underrepresented it is. I mean, up to a bunch of high school students, you tell them we're partnering with Side Out or it's Dig Pink for volleyball, and their heads just go to breast cancer. But really, this year, being able to get up and speak to the facts that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and then sharing those statistics, looking at my volleyball team, that's possibly 2 girls, and just really understanding what that means for our future, whether it affects you now or later on in life, and the importance of really standing up and doing something about it before it gets too far along.
In the program and doing what you do with the Side Out Foundation and Dig Pink and organizing and getting your teammates involved, community involved, can you talk to us a little bit about how that's either changed you or helped you with being a leader and being someone that steps up to the plate to get things done, and how that felt?
I think for me, a big thing I learned just leadership wise is you do have to advocate for every little thing, and you have to account for every single thing. So for example, there's some things that just make sense in my brain to just do certain things. But then I realized that I really needed to communicate to the parents and all the teammates and everyone in the program multiple times, things that need to get done or things that we need to do. And there's also just so many aspects to it, because it's figuring out also the budget, because obviously we want to fundraise, but to do that we want to be able to decorate the gym. And then my school did a bake sale, so getting parents to donate to that, and then getting parents to sell those things while we're playing. And then also just making sure also, because I was captain this year as well, so just making sure that my team is okay as well, because there's a lot of things where I was oh, I just want to go talk about Dig Pink and try to raise more money, but then also at the same time they're Lauren, we still need to warm up. So it's kind of balancing that. But honestly, I think I learned a lot about time management and just when things are either good enough or just things I can allocate to other people, because I think it's really easy to be oh, I can do everything, but obviously in this you can't be 2 places at once. So it's obviously really rewarding too, just to see that we raised more than last year, and that people are really having fun with it as well, which I feel is kind of part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Communication was a big thing that I learned as a leader, just from my school is a pre-K through 12 school. So it was communicating with the teachers in lower school and middle school and upper school, and then athletic directors, and making sure we're all on the same page, all know what's going on, all know what's happening. But then also being able to take Dig Pink, what it stands for, what it means, and be able to communicate that in a way that maybe 8-year-olds would understand, but then 12-year-olds would understand, and 16-year-olds. And so I think it was, at least for me as a leader in advocating for this, it was definitely a great experience to figure out how do you broadcast to so many different areas and people in their circumstances. And so it was overall I learned so much about, like Lauren said, time management, how I had to communicate with everyone in order to create our campaign in the end.
Do you want to say something to that, Katie? I see you.
Could you tell I was thinking?
Yes, I did.
I feel a sense of being really proud of you guys, because I know in the beginning, there were a lot of unknowns, didn't really know what you were getting into. And Lauren even alluded to time management, Alexandra communication. But Lauren said, you know what? Sometimes it's just good enough. And that's something that I've realized even in my life when orchestrating things and trying to put things together and making sure you have a good product, but also that your values are there, your why is there, and people know your motivations. And so I'm just really proud of you guys for going out, and a lot of you helped organize your events, which wasn't even a requirement of the ambassador program. And so it's cool to see how you've already grown, and even event planning and leadership and things like that. So just a little proud moment.
Yes. Thank you, Katie. So you guys did some social media, that was one aspect of the program, I think, is as advocates for the Side Out Foundation, and now even understanding more about what we do and the research that we're funding.
How do you feel like you've used your platforms to spread the mission?
What was that like? Are you guys kind of social media people prior to this connection with the ambassador program? Were you able to learn some things? Did you feel what you posted made a difference?
I got lots of feedback on the Facebook side of it because that's where all the moms are at and grandmoms. So yeah, there was lots of good feedback, not just online, but also like when you meet people and talk to people, because everybody knows everybody here. So it's just kind of, you see someone and it's what they think of and they talk to you about it.
Well, I do like the thought that that's where the moms are all located. So that's...
I posted like mostly on Instagram, and then like I used like my normal account. So like before I would like post like for like prom or like my birthday or like once a year. Like I wouldn't really post that much like actual posts. And then like I started posting like reels for this and stuff like that. And like a lot of the people that follow me are just like other high schoolers or just like other people in the area. But like no one really posts like reels or videos because like it's not like, that's just not what I guess the average high schooler does. So like, since I was like posting these reels, like everyone in my school like saw it on okay, I don't know about everyone, but like a lot of people saw it on their feeds, and then they asked me about it and they're like, what is this for? And they're like, I didn't even realize this was you. And I was like, yeah, I made that. But I think it was kind of weird, but also exciting because like I think seeing that like it does actually make a difference in like outreach, and like you don't need to be like viral or like have a super big platform. But I think just like letting other people know what you're doing and why you're doing it, like it helps like communicate to the rest of like my community about what I was kind of up to and what I meant by doing like Side Out and just like the ambassador program.
That's just awesome, Lauren. I love that explanation and that description of what happened. That's just, you guys, when you have some, you're not afraid, you go out, you do something, you can really make things happen.
For me, just coming into this all in the beginning, I'll definitely say it was a little daunting for me. I'm not a social media savvy person. Like, okay. I didn't know how to make a reel before this. That's not who I was. So it was definitely a time filled with lots of trial and error, but also really proud moments of seeing what I was able to put out there. And then, like Lauren said, you don't need a big platform, but seeing the response from not only like friends from school, but then also just the general public and the way it's being received, and knowing that you put that out there and you're contributing to it. And so it was definitely a great learning experience.
And you were happy. Good. That feels good.
I was just going to add how I thought it was really cool that I could use like a social media platform like for change. And I could sort of like visually see that like after I would post a reel, and then my high school volleyball program would like repost it on their Instagram page. And then that way it could reach like hundreds of more people than it would have from like my volleyball account. And then I could see that in the donations that we were getting for the event, like even before it happened. So I thought that was really cool. And I also got a lot more social media savvy than I was before.
So you guys, let's talk a little bit about once this is all over, and how are you guys going to stay connected? Do you plan to stay connected to the Side Out Foundation and to this cause?
I remember Katie talked about like implementing something for Dig Pink into the club season. And I think that's something that I'm definitely really interested in. And I want to try to do the ambassadorship again next year because it's just so close to my heart, and I want to be able to keep making a difference in my community.
The club season, like Charlotte said, like this is my last like high school club season too. So like I like my team would totally rally behind that because I know a lot of them have personal connections too, and it's like really dear to their hearts. And I think hopefully like the plan is right now, next step is like college for me. So I know like not every single college has like a Dig Pink game. So either just like bringing that there or trying to like communicate with players there or like administration like that, or to just like with the ones that do have those kind of games, just being able to support there. And I also sent like Alex and Katie like on the Google form that they made us fill out at the end. I was like, if there's anything I can do like after like high school, I am like totally down and totally ready, because I just had a lot of fun doing this, and then just like always like opportunities to learn more. And then this was just something that like I wasn't really sure how it was going to play out, but I think I learned a lot, and it's always just like something fun to do, like besides just like school and like volleyball and just other things as well.
These are such great answers, you guys. I'm loving who you are, and all the experiences and the thoughts that you're sharing are truly inspiring. Our listeners are going to really enjoy this, I think.
I'm a junior in high school, so I'm definitely excited and looking forward to being able to be a part of this again next year before I graduate. But for me, I don't play clubs, so I go into other sports in the spring season. And although I might not be able to take Dig Pink with me, I'm definitely, like, we're already having meetings with our coaches for next year's Dig Pink and next season and t-shirt designs, what all that looks like. So although I may not be able to like consistently do it like on a weekly thing with Side Out, I'm definitely going to take it with me and maybe see, can we start a club at my school? I've had kids come up to me that are like, they want to get involved and be a part of raising awareness for this, but they're not on the volleyball team. So it's definitely something that I'm hoping to maybe take to administration and see how far we can go with it, if we can take it beyond just volleyball, which would be really cool.
That would be really cool. That's awesome thought. Awesome thought.
I think I'll definitely still be connected to it because I do so much work with our coach, and I've already told him that next year I plan to still help with things volleyball because I won't be that busy with the school that I'm doing. And as far as volleyball, I will still be connected to that. So I'm not too worried about that.
So for you guys passing this on to someone else, have you guys thought about that? Are there teammates that you're looking at? Maybe they're sophomores, juniors?
I think for me, the response was actually really not like surprising, but like I had a lot more girls like speak up about wanting to either like lead it or just become more interested because they've seen me and one of my teammates do it for the past 2 years. There's also like a mom who got super, super involved this year with her daughter who's a sophomore. So they were like heading bake sales and they were really excited, and they were really excited to do it next year. So I'm like, in terms of like the longevity of the program, it means like a lot to them too. And also like just seeing them excited and knowing that like for the next like 3 to like whatever years that like this is something that's going to stay at my school, hopefully. It's just something really exciting. And I know all the girls love it too. So I think it's definitely like not something that's just going to like go away without like any of like the teammates or the coaches saying anything. And I think I'm just like excited because it's like kind of sad at the same time because like this is like something that's really fun for me, but like knowing that like I've like left something for like someone else to pick up and that is going to continue is just like, it makes me feel a little bit better.
I haven't thought like too hard about like passing on the program just because I'm going to be back again next year. But one of the coaches in our volleyball program was affected by breast cancer this past year. So I think it's still such an important cause to our program. So I think it would be pretty hard to make Dig Pink go away, at least from our high school team.
Yeah, it definitely, when you're closely connected with someone that's going through the fight, it does change how you think about things, and it's has a different space in your heart for sure. So each one of you, if you would, just in the closeout here, talk about what you loved about the ambassador program, and what would you recommend for those that might look at this and go, I think I might be interested in finding out more? What would you be able to say to them to maybe encourage them to also take this path that you guys have been on?
I say do it. That's my biggest piece of advice, is just do it. You have nothing to lose. You might as well apply and see where it takes you. For me, joining this program has been one of the greatest parts of my junior year. I have found something that I am so passionate about. If someone wants to know about Side Out, someone wants to know about metastatic breast cancer, I will sit there and I will talk to you for hours if you want to know. So that's been, for myself, really incredible for me to watch, is to watch this passion and this like love for this cause and this advocacy grow within myself, and to really realize that I found something that I want to stand up for and that I like support. And so I definitely, to the girls, whoever who are interested in getting started maybe Side Out or some other organization supporting a cause dear to their hearts, I say do it. I think it's a great part in not only learning leadership skills, as we talked about, but also learning yourself and who you are, what you believe in and stand for. And it's been just I'm so grateful for this whole time.
I say do it because, I mean, you may not think that you're social media savvy, but ultimately in the end, it's a learning experience. And I know I wasn't very savvy in the beginning, and I'm still probably not, but I've come a long ways, and it's fun to see like the other girls, my other ambassadors who are posting on there too and seeing their work and then looking at my work and being like, we really are doing this together. And that's fun to see.
Yeah, I think just definitely apply. Like I applied without thinking too much of it. Like I sent in a little video, I did a little email, and then I got some emails back. And then I joined the program, and I was like, I don't really know what's going to happen. And we had like orientation, and I'm like, I don't really know how this is going to go. But I think definitely at least just try, because it's kind of like what Alexandra said is like, there's like, you got nothing to lose. And I think especially being a high schooler during like this time in like just like the world, sometimes it's like hard to stay grounded or find something to like kind of connect you or something to motivate you beyond just like what we do right now. Like, cause like eventually like academics and like volleyball, right, might not always be a part of our lives, but learning to find something that you want to fight for and advocate for, like just really helped like motivate me and help give me like kind of like, not like a purpose, but like it did just like help like me navigate when there's like so much like stuff going on in the world, and just like finding something that I can do and make a difference just like makes me feel really good. And I obviously like seeing everyone else post is really exciting too, because like, again, like what Presley said, is like you see the other ambassadors and you're like, oh my God, guys, like look at us go. But yeah, it's definitely really fun. Katie and Alex are super nice. They're really understanding too. It's nothing like, it's not meant to stress you out. It's meant to help people, but also that means like being okay with yourself. So definitely do it, or at least just apply to it. You have nothing to lose. And obviously like it can help connect you to like a bigger cause and just like give you like something more like that you're more interested in. And if like by the end of it, you're like, maybe social media is not for me, that's totally okay too.
Okay. That's funny. Oh, I'm not so good at it either. Charlotte, do you want to chime in here?
Yeah, I think like everyone said, I think just apply. I think it's given me kind of a basis to go off of, and it's something that I can always come back to, because like I learned in my project, we're always going to need more research, like more efficient medications, more effective diagnosis for people of all ages, of all like backgrounds. And I think this has kind of helped me, and it's also helped my leadership skills and like my ability to make change in my community.
Can I add on to what I said? I also, while I'm sitting here listening to others, I'm kind of like thinking like, oh, maybe I should add this. But it also is something like working together with such an amazing group for such a great cause is something that like, if you apply for it and you get it, that is going to look good on your resumes and college applications. And so it's not just for like an in the moment, oh, I'm posting on social media for this, because it's a good cause and you're getting the word out there, and it's a privilege and it's your responsibility to do that work and put that out there for other people to see, and so they can learn about it too.
Sorry, can I add something? I was going to say, talk about this. The whole Side Out program kind of gave me a reason to talk to my mom about her experiences, because she was diagnosed when I was in 5th grade, and obviously I didn't really know what was going on at the time. So this kind of gave us a reason to go back and talk about her experiences, and that's just made me even more passionate about the cause. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah. Do you want to share anything more about that? I mean, that's pretty young when you started to have this happen with you and your family.
Yeah. I would say I knew that something was going on, but obviously I couldn't really know. She sort of told me in terms that a 5th grader would understand. But yeah, she is beat it, no more cancer, but just having this, being able to go back and connect with her has been really important for me.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. It's just like hearing like Presley and Charlotte, I think definitely like you meet a lot of people through this. Like we just like met each other, and then you're going to make a lot of connections, and like Katie and Alex are always just like there if we need anything. And it's like nice that we have like the contact, but I think like you can definitely start a lot of conversations this way. And it's also like nice to know that you're like doing something bigger, but like with, especially because of, again, like how like pervasive this disease is, like almost everyone I've talked to had some connection to someone in their life who has like had the disease, which is obviously really unfortunate. And that's obviously what we're fighting for. But just like being able to like tell those people or connect with those people that you're doing something that obviously makes like, it's something that's like really dear to them. It's like really special. And like, just like even like random people I meet, or random like the other day I had like an interview, and the guy that was interviewing me was like, oh, my grandma also had metastatic breast cancer. So just like being able to make those connections, and just to know that like you're helping people, it just like it goes with the whole like worth knowing theme and everything, that you're going to meet new people and you're going to make really meaningful connections and just figure out what you're passionate about as well. So, okay, that was like kind of like a little bit all over the place, but I think you kind of understand what I'm trying to say.
I just want to say thank you all. You know, the program wouldn't be the program without our lovely ambassadors. And it's been really cool to even get to know you, you know, on this podcast and more about your stories. And we're excited to keep expanding and evolving the program based on your feedback. And so that's just been really helpful. And I guess my advice to anyone considering doing the program is to just keep an open mind, ask questions, and just, you all were saying do it. I always say like lean in. And I've talked to Janice about this before, but I always say if you think you're going to regret it if you don't do it, just do it. Just lean in. So I'm glad that you all just decided to participate, and it's been really cool to see your growth and everything that's come out of it. And we'll definitely all keep in touch. And, you know, you have all of my contacts because I've been blowing up your phone. So I will stop doing that. But you guys can now reach out if you have any questions or anything to me.
So fun. For you two juniors, maybe we'll have you on again next year, and we'll talk about the changes from junior year to senior year. And Lauren and Presley, thank you so much. I hope you stay connected and somehow supporting the Side Out Foundation, just because you're two special young ladies. So, and you've gone through some really fun and serious steps here. So I appreciate everything you've all done.
I just wanted to thank all of you guys for everything. And it really has been fun, like connecting and meeting new people and just getting new experiences.
I agree. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes. And thank you, Janice, for having us on today. This has been wonderful.
Yeah, it really has. I'm touched, very touched by you ladies. I wish you the best in whatever endeavor happens next for you all. Volleyball, school, life. I'm so happy to know you. I'm going to watch for these names, you know, a few years down the road when you're famous and doing great things for the world. But you really did a nice job here tonight, talking about the ambassador program, talking about the things that it meant to you. And I want to thank you for being a part of the program, and also for coming on tonight and sharing this. I really had fun getting to know you. And I do feel as though you guys shared so much that I do know you a little bit better. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Please share your feedback with us at side-out.org.